It's that time of year. Get the seeds started for the garden. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately about my training, about how I structure, plan out my training. A lot of people are wondering, hey, how do you do this? Because they're wondering if they're getting the most efficiency out of their training time or what. Especially, mostly their solo training. So I'm gonna kind of answer that, and then I'm planning on doing a video. Maybe I'll take like a whole week or something and film how my training looks during a whole week, and then it'll kind of more so give you a better visual of this quick explanation. So when it comes to my training, the way that I plan it out, the way that it's structured is I train according to the seasons. So right now, like when we're going into winter, it's more of a recovery kind of relaxation time. So I'm not really training hard, I'm not really pushing my body or anything. It's time for my body to kind of recuperate, regenerate, heal, recover. But now that we're at the end of winter and we're about to jump into the beginning of spring, now I'm starting to pick up the pace a little bit more. And throughout the winter, I focus really just on the pure fundamental movements of the body. And then throughout the winter, I will slowly pick up, incrementally the intensity and the workout of it. I still get my workouts in, and I still do my exercises, my fitness. I still work on my stretching and my flexibility. That's all really important, and that continuous body conditioning is really, really important. However, I'm not pushing it though, right? I'm not going super strenuous in my workouts throughout these months, because I still want the winter to be a time of recovery and then focus on refinement of the basic fundamentals. But now that we're at the end of winter and we're about to make that transition into springtime, now it's time to start ramping up on those fundamentals and all that refinement that I've worked through the last couple of months. Now it's time to start picking up that intensity. So that's always a go-to plan. Once we're officially in spring, then everything that I've been working, all this newer development, that's when it's time to really explore that even further. Now, the way that I do this, the way that I structure it is I don't necessarily always train the exact same routine every single day. I do like to mix things up. But you got to remember about Kali is that we have that principle called transference of skill. And this is where we're taking one set of principles or one lesson, say from the single stick or the single sword, and we're transferring those skills to the double stick or the espada daga or the spear and staff or the empty hands and these other areas of Kali. We call this the transference of skill. And this is how I actually structure my training. So even though it looks like I'm doing a whole lot of stuff, because in one video you might be seeing me working single stick, and the next one I'm working this double stick, or then I'm working like the espada daga. But I have a specific focus that I'm actually working on, and I'm just transferring that focus. I'm transferring those principles and those skills between those different areas of Kali. Even when I'm going into the free flow of Carenza, I still have a focus of, what am I targeting in this round of Carenza, like for the whole week. And then again, it'll be that whole transference of skill that is going on. So I figure I'll kind of explain it right now, but maybe you'll kind of get it, maybe you won't. But I think in an upcoming video, what I'll do is I'm gonna film a whole week's worth of my training, so that way maybe you guys can kind of see. I probably won't film like every single second of it because it'll be crazy long, but I'll at least film where you can understand the gist of it, where I'm working that same set of principles just in the transference of skill. So that way you can see how I structure my training, how my training is planned out, and then how I structure my sessions each week. Because I plan by the seasons and then I structure by the week, and then it's just a matter of discipline daily. Maybe in the comments you can tell me how you structure your training, how you plan out your training. Do you do something similar to me? Do you follow kind of like the seasons, in the intensity of the seasons? Like winter is a time of recovery and relaxation, and then spring is that time of new growth, so it's time to be working on new sets of skills. Summer is it's that radiant time, so it's time to really work hard and push hard. And then fall is like that time of maturity. So you take those skills that you've been working on throughout the whole year, and then it's time to really refine the maturity of that. And then winter, it all recycles all over again. You go back to the fundamentals and refinement and all that stuff. Do you plan your training in the same way, or do you have a different way that you do it? So my way isn't necessarily right for everybody else. My way is right for me. And in the comments, if we share each other's plans and structures and disciplines for our training, then at least everybody gets to check that out in the comments, and they can start pulling pieces from everybody and start discovering and creating what works best for them. So let's help everybody out together here as a team. And I'm gonna get going back with my day. I have to go and get dinner going right now. And I'll see you guys back here next time.